as a means to provide a holistic view of the protected lands in California, in addition to the California Protected Areas Database, CPAD, which encompasses protected areas for open space purposes owned in fee. We also created and maintain the California Conservation Easement Database, CCED. Many of us may already be familiar with how easements work, but just in case, here's a quick depiction. On any particular landscape, some protected public land or open space can be owned outright. That would be in CPAD, shown here with the bright green outline. Others that retain private ownership but have an easement, a conservation or an open space easement, those are represented in CCD and are shown here with the orange outline. The private owner retains ownership of the land, but voluntarily agrees to limits on what they can do on the land. Most notably, development rights are limited or removed. When asking, what kinds of easements and agencies are represented in CCED? We focus on the agencies and lands maintained for open space or conservation purposes. It's the longer term or permanent conservation easements that make up CCED. CCED is the California element in the National Conservation Easement Database, NCED. NCED is a national inventory of lands conserved as easements, and it is managed by a consortium of non-governmental organizations. CCED was first published in 2014, and in 2020 it started being published twice per year, which we hope to continue. Similar to CPAD, CCED has had various funders throughout its history, including but not limited to Los Angeles County, Resources Legacy Fund, USGS, California Department of Water Resources, and the California Natural Resources Agency. In the database, there are approximately 2 million acres of lands and 250 easement holding agencies represented. However, the work on CCED is still in progress. We know we are missing easements and have others that are not quite right. Here are some key pieces to understand. In California, easements are public record, but how those records are kept vary widely between each of the 58 counties. There are no known complete inventories and no easy ways to find them. Also, easements sometimes overlap themselves when multiple agencies hold an easement over one section of land. We are working to resolve any overlaps by detailing multiple easement holders through the attributes, but this is still an ongoing effort. For overlaps remaining, statistics on overlapping acreage are reported in the user manual. Nevertheless, please use caution when reporting acreage that you do not double count lands. In addition, some land overlaps with CPAD. This is because property can be held in fee and have an easement. In regard to sensitive data guidelines, included in each release is a user manual, which provides guidance on representing CCD as sensitive data. Because easements often involve private land, it is important to respect them as private lands, many of which have no public access. Having said that, it is important to track these lands. They are critical to our landscape in California, and they are typically funded, at least partially, with public dollars. But we also want users to follow policies on how the data is shown on maps and in the public. It is a balance between public and private information. Thank you, and we encourage you to continue exploring our video series.